Welcome to Podheim, Jiroc's Valheim podcast. Let's give him the business.
Hey everybody, today is November 22nd, 2022. I'm your host, Jiroc the Viking, and joining me today are my fellow Vikings, Gwen the Shield Maiden.
Hello.
We have Shield Maiden, Morning Darkness.
Hi.
We also have Viking Vaste.
Hey.
And Bambi the Shield Maiden.
Hello there.
And joining us after a little bit of a break from the podcast is Viking Gorthar. Viking Gorth.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome
Hi,
back.
everyone.
Yay.
Thank you. Nice to be back.
Welcome back. I love what's going on with your beard down there. Two little pointy curly thingies going on. I love doing crazy stuff with my beard.
There's too much time looking at the screen, I think.
Let's see. I got to turn me on. There we go. So do you find yourself playing with your beard a lot or twisting it or pulling it? Because I do it all the time. Right down here on the sides. I'll be sitting there just going like this for like a half an hour and then realize, my hand is sore. Why? Oh, I've been pulling on my beard for the last half an hour.
Yep.
Oh man.
It tends to be a fidget, yeah.
It's kind of like petting a cat or something. I'm just sitting there going, yeah, so nice. I don't even realize I'm doing it. It's just like totally like somebody will point it out to me and say, hey, you're pulling your hair. Oh, that's why my hand is sore. For me, though, it's a habit I started when I was like 5 years old. I remember, at the babysitter's house, they put me down for a nap and I'd be laying in bed because I couldn't sleep. And I'd had hair back then and I'd be pulling on it through my fingers. And my babysitter.
I was going to say, did you have a beard when you were 5 years old? Because, what?
Yeah, it started way back then.
I imagine like baby Jiroc. No hair because he's a newborn, but a beard.
Yeah.
And sunglasses.
Yep. I came into this world with my sunglasses and beard on, ready to take it on.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So I wanted to find out if anybody did anything interesting this week. Morning Darkness, what have you been up to?
I mean, nothing terribly exciting. Also, everything. We finally celebrated my kid's birthday party because he turned 2 on Monday, but we actually celebrated it on Sunday. So I baked more than 24 gluten-free vanilla cupcakes with vanilla buttercream frosting and lemon curd filling.
Ooh, it sounds delicious.
Yep. I want some of that.
Yeah. And then I got tickets for Glowfari.
That's gonna be fun. Dress warm. It gets really cold there at night.
Yeah, we'll be going on the 1st of December. I'm excited.
Yeah, awesome.
So yeah.
Nice. What
basically it. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, you have to let me know what you think of Glowfari up there. Have you ever been to one of the previous Glowfaris over the years? Never, huh?
Not at all. No.
Or what they used to call it Zoo Lights, but now they changed it to something a little more fantastical. Glowfari.
Yeah, fun. I like it.
Perfect for Gwen and I in our sort of safari hats. A lot of people call this my Indiana Jones hat.
I love how we never actually consult each other, but somehow this week it works. This is my Crocodile Dundee hat.
Yeah,
for all
I got my
our Australian listeners. Yeah, for all our Australian listeners, I actually bought this in when I was living in Australia for a couple of months. So yeah, it's my Crocodile Dundee hat.
Yeah, I used to have a hat like that years and years ago, but got rid of it. Now seeing you with it makes me wish I'd kept mine.
Pretty good.
I have a hat like that.
Oh, nice. Gwen, what have you been up to this last week?
During the week, working too much as usual. And on the weekend, I was away for the weekend. I went to another regional combat training of our reenactment society. This time up north. And I was really excited about it. I had my new gambeson and my new helmet that I was going to wear and test out for the first time. And we started like the big, a bunch of like warm up fights. And on literally my first fight, the park that we were training in had a few like bumps and stuff, and there was a hole in the grass that I hadn't seen. And I twisted my ankle really badly. It crunched again. It was the same foot as the one that I injured 2 months ago now. It's that same foot, and this time it was the ankle. I kind of again twisted it. It crunched really hard. I fell to the ground, and I was like cursing at my foot because it happened on the first fight, so I had to sit out of all the other fights, and I was really annoyed, annoyed at my leg. Oh. So that was unfortunate, but fortunately there was some archery going on. Like a bunch of other members of our group had bows and spare bows and arrows that I was able to borrow and play with. So that was good because I could stand. I was, after a while sitting down, I was fine standing, but I didn't want to risk it with like the kind of running around and side movements and so on. So instead, just standing, doing a bit of archery. So I did that instead. But yeah, really annoying that it happened again. And I feel like because it's, the same foot that I hurt before, I probably weakened the whole kind of foot and ankle, and I'm probably going to have to wear like ankle braces for a while until it heals entirely. So annoying. But yeah, it's fine now. I mean, I've not really been walking much. And then the day after that, with a friend's help, I made a bed from scratch from pieces of wood for my authentic tent for ahead of next year's show season. Because I have an authentic medieval tent that I can use for shows. And some of our shows are multi-day shows, like 2 or 3 days. So we stay overnight. And I'm a bit crazy. So I decided that I wanted to make my tent completely livable. So I don't need to carry 2 tents. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, well, I need a bed. Because so far I've been using just a normal modern camp bed that I would hide during the day and then take out at night and have like a futon bed on it and sleep on that. But it was in my plans to build a bed for it, like an actual authentic bed to go with the tent. So I did that, and managed to do that in a day. And I'll have to try it out next show, probably in the spring or in the summer.
Any pictures?
I do. I mean, it doesn't look very. It doesn't. I can share some pictures. I mean, it looks pretty basic, to be honest. It's like literally. Can I show it like this? It's a bit lame to show it like this, but it's very basic. It's like planks of wood.
Here, let me zoom in on you. There we go.
Yeah, I'm showing it. It's like here. It's just held by some clamps, but it's basically just slats of wood and pieced together. And all of it is wooden dowels and everything. And then I cheated a little bit. I got IKEA slats to go on top of it because I was like, I can't be bothered to. I was like, I can't be bothered to make slats. So I'm sorry, moving around a lot. So I took like standard IKEA slats to go on top. But the bed can fold, can completely come apart, so I can transport it easily. It's pretty basic, but I've never done any woodwork and I'm not very good at DIY. So it was a good experience to learn how to do that from scratch. That's what I did this weekend.
Nah, that seems pretty cool. So would you put some like little pad or something on it to lay on?
Yeah. So I've got already a very thin futon bed that I bought a couple of years ago for when I have, visitors over so that they sleep on something that's not the floor, but also not an airbed. It's actually really comfortable. If you've ever slept on a futon bed, like Japanese style, it feels quite thin, but it's actually really good and really nice for your back as well. So I just basically use that. And it's perfect because during medieval times, if they had like an actual bedroll to sleep on, it would be made out of like layers of padding or hay trapped in like linen or wool or something like that. So it kind of looks authentic enough because it's like just a cotton futon. So So yeah, I sleep on that, and then like loads and loads of layers of woolen blankets because it does get cold at night here, even in the summer.
Yeah, I slept on a pad about that thick for about 6 years when I was in the military on the ship. So whenever we were out at sea, I remember that. Now I'm like a big old baby. I have an adjustable bed, so my feet are a little higher than my midsection. My head's a little higher. And foam pad like that thick on top of my mattress. So I'm totally spoiled. Whenever I go to a hotel, I'm always like, this stupid bed's too hard and uncomfortable.
Used to sleep in a ditch if necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, it's not too bad. It's comfortable enough. I prefer harder mattresses anyway, so that suits me. As long as I'm not sleeping on the floor and I'm, not freezing cold, I can fall asleep pretty much anywhere.
Yeah. Well, cool. Anybody else have anything they want to share going on this last week? I'm going to take your silence as a no, and I'll move on to my next.
Something.
What's that?
I made a beautiful caravel. And
you made a caravel?
Yeah, it was good. It was wonderful. The sea breeze on my face, the wind. I felt like a true sailor.
But it was not on the build ship competition.
No, on the new server. On the new server that we're running.
The modded server.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's that really big cargo one that you built, or the war caravel?
The caravel, the big one, the warship. It's so fun to drive it. It's so fun.
For the listeners, our modded server called Jotun Quest, we added a ship mod. So there's a bunch of new ships, and one of them is this giant caravel cargo ship and a caravel warship, and they are awesome looking. So that's awesome. What'd you get your sailing skill up to, Garth?
It was 100 to about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, you died. Yeah.
I died fighting one of the bosses, but that's okay. I'm already at 98.
Cool.
It's quick to skill up.
Well, since Garth helped us slide right into talking about Valheim, we have a huge announcement to make here. Let me see. Let me pull it up right here. And boom. There you go. My Mistlands PTB server is up because the Mistlands is out. By the time this podcast comes out on Friday, you should know this already if you don't. But Tuesday, which day we're recording the podcast, they release Mistlands to the public test branch. So you can get on and test it, give them feedback. I've opened up a server to the public. If you come to my Discord, you can get the information, you get the IP and the port and the password. You can log right in. No whitelist required. Oh, Morning Darkness. We talked about how to do the no whitelist. Basically, once you add something to the whitelist, it creates a whitelist. So if you just leave it blank, there's no whitelist. And I didn't know that because when I started my first server over a year ago, I just added somebody to the whitelist. And after that, I was like, I don't know how to turn it off. So. Oh, I don't hear you, Morning.
Muted. I think she muted herself by mistake.
Sorry, my dog was barking. I was. Oh man, I talked to her a few things there. I remember. I was telling you earlier. I was like, I don't remember specifically doing anything special. I just remember it being really intuitive and easy. Maybe you just don't flip a switch or something. I don't know. I'm glad that it is very straightforward once you got to it.
Yeah, I looked all through the G portal settings, saw nothing referring to a whitelist. I even submitted a ticket to ask tech support. Hadn't heard back from them yet. And then I asked in Valheim, one of the channels, and somebody just says, just leave the list blank. Well, duh. That sounds easy enough.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I was going to take screenshots of my server in a little bit here, but I'm so glad you figured it out.
Yeah, so most of my servers, I only let my patrons, my supporters have access to them. It's like a perk for them to say thank you. But this one, because it helps Iron Gate with feedback, get on there. Apparently, there's already some bugs with the fish in the game, the new fish. So yeah, if you want to come on, come over to my Discord, discord.gg/Jiroc the Viking. and links should be in the description also. And you can find out how to get on here. All you need is a password now. And you can get on there and experience the Mistlands. Of course, you got to switch over, on Steam. I just released a video actually today. We're going to talk about videos that we released. I just released a video today because Mistlands came out of the how to switch over to the public test branch version. So, how do you go through Steam and how you get the password to unlock the test branch version and all that. So just check out my channel. It's on there if you don't know how to do it already. And it's easy to switch back to regular Valheim too, because it's two different directories, so it doesn't mess with anything. But they do say make backups of your worlds and your characters just in case. It's their little disclaimer, so they don't get a bunch of headache if something bad happens. But if you do join my public server, please make a new character. Don't bring in a pre-existing character from my servers or your server, your single player. One, because if you're on my server, I don't want you to ruin your character when you go back to my other servers. And, any character you bring there, it's going to ruin it because you're going to pick up stuff in this world that aren't available pre-Mistlands. And then you go back and it could corrupt your character. So don't take the chance. Start a new character and see how it goes and have fun.
Also, you get new stuff.
Yeah. Lots of new stuff, which Gwen doesn't want to hear about because she's one of our spoiler-free podcasters. So, Gwen, what do you think came in the new patch? Anything good?
Well, we discussed a lot of stuff last week already, so I know part of the stuff that is coming that they've already teased.
Are you still going to die on that hill with your prediction for the feather cape?
Oh yeah. I'm like so certain I'm right. I'm so certain. I've never been so sure.
Look at Morning Darkness down there with a big smile on her face. Yeah.
It can't be jump bonus. We already have that with the Fenris armor. So
Gwen is wrong. You don't have a jump bonus with the Fenris armor.
Yeah.
You have a speed bonus.
Speed bonus.
Oh, I keep confusing them.
Well, technically, if you're running faster, you could probably jump a little further forward, but not any higher. Yeah.
If Gwen is wrong, I get an entire cart of ice cream.
Whoa.
And if Gwen is right, I need to hit the mountains and get some frost glands.
Yeah. I hope I don't need to do that because it's going to take a while.
I never pay the.
What's that, Vaste?
She will never pay that.
Oh, she'll never pay.
I'll never pay. No, I will. I might need to steal from the tavern, but I will. And then, what would be so funny in Morning Darkness is if I take from our tavern hub, which has the chest full of emergency foods that half of which might have been, made by you. It would be funny if I gave you your own ice cream.
That would be funny, especially since I've been stocking up on stamina foods for my tavern.
I'll just package it all up on the cart and be like, there you go. But no, I'm still certain that I'm right, so it's all fine.
I might be able to hook you both up for a certain price.
Oh.
Jotun Quest is getting to Bambi. He's putting prices on everything. Everything has a price.
So yeah, if you want to do Mistlands now while it's just in the public test branch, you can do that on your single player. Once you switch it over, you check out my video on that, or come play on my server. Get to meet people on my Discord. We got some voice channels set up just for the Mistlands PTB. We got channels for discussing it. We try to keep any spoilers or any discussion about the Mistlands. We try to keep in those channels, so we keep it the spoilers away from those. If you don't want to be spoiled, don't look at the Mistlands channels. And
I've already muted all those channels. I'm like, yep, I'm muting it before I see anything that I. Even at some point, one of them you posted a picture in it, and I was like, no. I was looking away from my screen.
Oh yeah, don't look at those pictures in there.
I had to go in the channel to mute it.
Oh.
Yeah. What was that, Goth?
Yeah, I saw the same picture by mistake too. I was,
Are you also trying to stay spoiler free?
yeah, I did the same thing.
okay.
Well, I already seen the patch notes, but image wise, I want to save as much as I can.
You didn't watch the trailer, Gorth?
I watched the trailer, but I don't want to watch any more than the trailer.
That already get spoiled a lot, didn't it?
Yep, that's plenty to keep my interest.
Yeah, but from the patch notes, I think was guessing about 25%. You think was visually shown?
I think so. Yeah, based on what I watched this morning, because I was up, so I did a thing. I did my own reaction video, and then I looked at the patch notes, and I'm like, yeah, no, there's a lot more than what they showed. And they
it's
showed
a long
lot.
list.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, Gwen.
I was going to say, I don't actually want to know the details, but I wonder how much of this update they have gone to not previous biomes, but like to previous items and added content there, or if most of the new content is going to be Mistlands biome focused.
There are a few.
There's a mention of other biome stuff. That's all I'll say in the patch notes.
All right. That's good to know. Yeah. So, because I mean, I am wondering, I'm like really, I would like to start a new playthrough from scratch, working up to the Mistlands, like starting now, getting ready for the Mistlands. And
that'd be perfect.
So, yeah, but I'm wondering, if there's a lot of new content in previous biomes too, maybe I should really wait until the Mistlands patch is out so that I can experience that new content through the new biomes too.
Here's the thing. There's not that much new, but the ones that are there are ones that have been requested a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some people say that they want to, like, the reason they're starting over instead of playing their original character is because they want to play the new stuff in the old biomes that they are adding. And yeah, that's a perfect reason to wait. Like I know you mentioned earlier in our Discord that maybe we should start the Mistlands seasonal server early, and then you can work your way up when it comes out. You kind of missed the other
we missed out. That's fair. I wasn't sure how much of the content would be, revised in other biomes as opposed to just being this is all new stuff that's coming exclusively to the Mistlands biome. So yeah, no, that's a fair point. And also, I mean, also with seeds and starting a new seed pre or post update, I'm sure that also affects some things. So yeah.
And that is something that is not a spoiler, but is highly recommended to make a new world because they change the way it is generated.
Yeah, that's what I saw as well. I don't understand what that means, but
that means if it has an impact. After the update, there's going to be more Mistland biome that all the patches.
Grimcore actually mentioned that somewhere, I think last week too, or a few days ago at least, something about, he said he would rather play, in his opinion, he'd rather play older maps that generate the Mistlands because there's less Mistlands on the map. And so the POIs will be closer together. So it's less to have to navigate to get killed in.
No.
But New Worlds, there's more Mistlands. And so the POIs are spread out a little bit more. So you have a lot of danger to get through the mist from POI to POI. So more chances to die. He's kind of making a joke when he said it, but it's kind of fun to think about that.
It's interesting though, because I've always thought with even the old maps, there's always so much Mistlands. There's so much. And at the moment, well, after they replaced the old Mistlands by the now old Mistlands, the flat one, it was always so much just empty, flat ground to navigate where you're just walking for ages in darkness and there's nothing, not a tree or anything. Mm-hmm. So having even more Mistlands biome than that is interesting.
It's not that much. That's the thing. It's not that much if you account for the other biomes. For example, it seems like there's a lot of mountains, but materials get scarce really fast when you have like the vanilla limit, 10 people. If you have 10 people in the war, silver becomes so scarce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think the same now with the Mistland, which is mostly the less generated biome in the wars. and you add
Yeah,
the limited materials. Now.
Yeah, that's a good point. With the new, now that they know what materials they're adding to the Mistlands, they probably needed to rebalance a little bit the biomes so that there is going to be enough materials to farm for the progression to the next biome. So yeah, it makes sense that they're regenerating or rebalancing things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Vaste will have to talk as admins later because I read a post on their official Discord about, or was it one of the modders' Discords about a mod that is already out there that we already use on our modded server that we can use to respawn ore. So we'll have to talk about that as our modded server gets older. But
yeah. The modded server will be interesting.
Respawning?
Everything, all the updates going to be interesting.
Well, yeah, we're going to try to minimize updates to the modded server because any work we do now between now and when the Mistlands come out, Mistlands probably going to break a bunch of stuff. So we're just going to wait till the Mistlands come out and then continue upgrades. But
you think?
Yeah.
I mean, with it being in the public test bench, a lot of the modders can, go in and look now and, do a bunch, I think.
They can, but they didn't when Server Sync mod came out on PTB. They just all ignored it. And then all their mods broke because of one line of code for the Server Sync thing. And they had to all go back and do updates for that one line of code. Or maybe it was two, I forget.
I think they're paying more attention now, though.
Yeah, well, I'm already using Yurde's admin mods. Yeah. He already fixed them down this morning. He updated them. I got on with admin and into Mistlands PTB. Perfect. I'm running around flying around in admin mode.
Amazing. I love that.
Fast.
And Jules has already texted me that he's working on his two mods for Jotun and plan build and stuff. So I'm sure, it's a huge update, right? Like I'm sure they want to be ready for it.
That's great.
And we're gonna most likely the exact details are still up in the air, but now the Mistlands PTB is out. We're gonna have to figure it out, nail it down. But we're most likely going to have a permanent Mistlands server and a cyclical, seasonal, resetting every 4 to 6 months Mistlands server. And I'm prepping those now. I once I got the PTB up, I started cleaning out a couple of my old servers so that when the Mistlands goes live, I can just launch those and we'll be good to go. So if you want to play Mistlands with the community and start from scratch, either in a permanent world or in a resetting world, one that, once you get through the cycle of all the bosses and restart again every quarter, every 6 months, come on over, JirocTheViking.com and sign up to play with us. Let's see. So new videos posted. Well, I did the one this morning about how to switch over to PTB. I did a video on, I think we talked about a little bit on the podcast last week because they released it right before the podcast was the fish and the dwarven looking door in the background and the giant wood pieces and the new trailer. They released a new PTB or Mistlands trailer today of actual in-game footage, as many of us saw. Not Gwen. And a lot of that stuff is in there and clear and so much more. So for those of us who saw the Mistlands trailer, and I did an hour and 40 minute or hour and 50 minute live reaction video, and it got 1,800 views in the first while it was live, and it's still getting hundreds and hundreds of views since I launched it. So that's great. I've never had a live video do so well. But I mean, of course. Yeah, it's Mistlands, right? That's what everybody's waiting for. But that trailer, I mean, you watch my reaction and I think, who was it that somebody, Izzy, I think it was Izzy in my comments on my YouTube channel says, I was just like Jiroc watching with my mouth hanging open. I'm like, I can't believe it. Gwen, you should see this. I can't wait.
I will in time. No, but so it's even better because I'm going to go in blind. You guys have seen a lot of stuff. You know what to expect. I don't. So you can laugh at me even more when I do my stream when I'm walking through like,
Like, no, Gwen, don't do that. Don't do that.
You can laugh at me when I die like 1,000 times trying to go through the Mistlands with no map.
You won't be
Oh,
the
yeah.
only one dying, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
You have a lot of work to do in a new world, Gwen, if you're going to gear up to go to the Mistlands, because you're going to need some gear.
Yeah, that playthrough is going to take a while.
Yeah. And I want to take a quick break to share with you my sponsor, Zydax Computers. They can customize a gaming rig just for you like they did for me. They can also do custom laptops. And here they have a lifetime desktop parts warranty. And I actually had to use it myself when my power supply went out, and they replaced it with no problem. It's the only one of its kind offered in the industry. Zydax desktop computers come with an unheard of lifetime parts and service guarantee that nobody else can match. That means if your hard drive blows up in 10 years, you're covered. And if you're in the market for a new computer or laptop, you can use my link, jiroctheviking.com/Zydax. You can also find that link in the description. Now back to the show. But yeah, so those are the videos I did. What about you, Gwen? Did you get up a video this last week?
Not really. I have streamed the ship build competition last week with you, but I think also Jiroc and Morning Darkness were streaming that one. But yeah, that's all I had the time for. I'm still working away at editing some of my videos in between, like whenever I have time. But time is a very finite resource at the moment, so I'm actually even wondering if I will have that much time to play the Mistlands, which is like really sad.
Oh, well, you have to wait for the new year, maybe, to really dig in.
Yeah, I just need another job or no job at all, really, if I want time to play and do videos.
But you must have a little time off there during the holidays, right? Because here in the US, it's like everybody takes 2 weeks off and everything's shut down except for retail.
So I do have time off, but as I was texting you earlier, I was saying I invited my sister over months ago to come and spend Christmas and like to come between for Christmas and then stay until New Year. I think she's spending New Year's as well. So pretty much all the time off I have, my sister will be here. So I'm like, oh no, I won't have time to play because I have to host unless I manage to convince her to play with me and to stream with me. We're meant to go to Wales as well. And the plan was to go like in the sticks where there's probably not going to be any Wi-Fi. So yeah, we'll have to figure that one out.
Yeah, we'd love to have your sister come play on the servers with us if she's up for it.
Yeah, I think I told you, right? I bought her Valheim like last year because I was so desperate to get to play with her. But she's also busy with lots of other games and things that she does. But yeah, she's going to be trapped here with me, so she'll have to do what's available. So
like, sorry, all I got is Valheim
every day.
Take it or leave it.
Exactly.
Go watch reruns of A Christmas Story. Otherwise, right? Cool. Well, what about you, Morning Darkness? What did you do in the video world this last week?
My standard 4 set. Well, I guess it's a little bit different this time. So I did the shipbuilding competition on Wednesday, which I streamed. That was really fun. Thank you guys for doing that and letting me throw something in there.
It was an awesome build.
Yeah, it was really good.
And then I did a community run on Friday night for an Australian streamer. Her name is Red Fairy. She did a charity stream, Rogue Run. Once again, Rogue Run is where if you die, you ditch everything, your world, your gear, and you go into the new world or new seed naked and afraid. And the concept was that since it was a community run and there were anywhere from 5 to 8 or 9 players at any given time, there were 3 world lives. And she was raising money for the Ronald McDonald House. Most major cities have them. It's basically like a hostel for parents who have, or for people who have to stay nearby a hospital for when either their child or their loved one is experiencing a major medical emergency.
Yep.
And so it was a really great thing. Lots of fun. I was up until 6 a.m.
That's dedication right there.
And my stream crashed at like 1 a.m. So I just kept playing on. Yeah. And then I did a castle build in the mountains for a different community streamer. She's doing a biome build, a community run, so we can't progress to the next biome until we've built a base, only with the local materials available, and then kill the boss. Then we have to move to the next.
Oh, that's cool.
Biome.
I like that concept.
And so you can't jump ahead, and if you're in the Black Forest, you can't get onions per se. You can go backward and get fine wood if you need to, or look for bees or raspberries, but you can't progress forward. So we just made it to the mountains. I've taken head on building the castle, and it's been fun. And then I did my rogue run last night, and I was doing so well. I killed Elder. I had gotten, well into the Bronze Age. I found some swamps. I was super excited. And I died.
No.
Oh no.
Is that the furthest you've gotten a rogue run, or has there been another run that got it is, right?
No,
It sounds
this was
like
the furthest I'd gotten. I was 40 days in. I was super excited. I had fully upgraded, well, not fully, like as full as I could get upgraded troll gear. I was so excited, and I was like, ooh, swamps. I love the swamps. Swamps are great. Go in, and I was like sniping stuff left and right, and I'm like, yeah, this will be great. As long as I don't run into one of those undead trees.
Is that what got you?
Oh, the abomination.
No. Yep. And it wasn't the abomination that got me.
Oh.
It was the mob of Draugr and Skellies that ran up my safety tree.
Oh no.
Safety tree, oh gosh.
Yeah.
That's like a nightmare scenario. That's like a zombie apocalypse. Oh my god, they can actually climb, kind of.
Yep.
Yep. That's awful.
And so I was up until 2 a.m. doing that, and then I woke up at 5:30 this morning. And since I was awake, I also did a reaction VOD to the trailer.
Cool. Yeah, I'm sure your reactions maybe were similar to mine. You're like, oh my goodness.
I haven't even gone back and watched it yet.
Yeah. I did go back and just watch my own, and kind of going back and forth between the trailer and my face, and my reactions were pretty.
You know what I will watch? Because I won't watch the trailer, but if you do a compilation video of remove the screen of the trailer and the sound of it, if you can, and just have the cameras of you, MD, and whoever else did like reaction videos.
The reaction.
I want to see just the reactions, but without seeing the content.
Oh, so I should release a spoiler-free reaction video where I black out, or I blur out everything on the left. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Fun.
Watch Jiroc hands when you watch that.
What do you see that? Like, what is that?
You talk with your hands.
Yeah. It's more fun.
Yeah, of course.
Especially when you go towards the camera. Well, very cool. Very cool. Well, let's see. We've had a steady influx of players too. Almost every day, people are, I think, getting excited about the Mistlands. A lot of people who've been lurking around my YouTube channel or Discord saying they've been watching for months or the last year or so, finally deciding to join because Mistlands is exciting. What to see what happens now that Mistlands it's out now in the public test branch. It should be out in the next few weeks in the live server, so we may have even more people coming in, which is great. And morning. We have some new players, don't we?
We do. I would like to say welcome to Abaddon, Hessil, Blacksmith, and dun dun dun, Kongville Gaming, or Kongville. I guess he's Kongville Gaming on YouTube, but he made it to your servers. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Well, so
you're like, I'm like, your, whatever.
Yeah. Well, Kongville is the one who. You remember last week I said, whoever notices the change of hat and posts it in the chat first, they'll win a spot on the server for a month, and it was Kongville. So congratulations. Nice. Looking forward to having you on.
I'm so glad. Yeah, Kongville Gaming. If you haven't heard of him, go check out his channel on YouTube, Kongville Gaming. He has very fun streams. He's one of the no map crew. And him and I decided, we were just chatting about like Mistlands and so on, and the fact that a week or so ago Grimcore had said, Mistlands is going to be almost impossible playing no map. So Kongville and I both were like, we messaged each other, we're like, challenge accepted. Yeah, challenge accepted. We're going to try to do it.
Like, I so want to do it now.
You are.
Exactly. So I'm really excited to get to play with Kongville finally.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wonder if he's more of like, I want to be in a permanent world and build and stuff, or if he's more of the seasonal server that resets every few months kind of player. Because I think I want to play in the resetting seasonal server myself. Just kind of go through the content, start fresh and go, and then get to do it all over again, in a few months.
Yeah, probably, because he's done a whole no map playthrough around the same time that Morning Darkness and I were going through ours, and we were around the same, like our progression was very similar. He found Yagluth just before we found our Yagluths and so on, and now he's started a new no map and nomad run. So he's not allowed to make a base. He's doing it fully nomad, which is interesting. So yeah, he likes those kind of playthroughs with challenges. So probably.
Cool. Well, yeah. So we don't have a lot of other activities going on our servers and the vanilla servers, but our Jotun Quest, the modded server, still going strong. Lots of people on every day. We're usually hitting 20 something at the peak every day. And somebody's always on 24 hours anytime I check it. So that everyone's pretty excited about that. Hopefully we get that fixed fairly quickly after Mistlands drops. We rely on modders though to repair their mods. But
update,
our
not repair, update.
Update, yes. But the resource server has been running the old road, and Bambi. You want to remind people what the old road map is, the Valheim map?
Well, the old road is actually a no map experience. We kind of made it like that. And it's amazing. You just log in, you go to spawn, and you immediately see a really nice gate. And the road starts there, and it leads you to a lot of amazing places. And it leads you to all biomes, through all bosses as well. You sometimes have to look for the boss fights. Yeah, it's amazing. It has some really nice storytelling according to signs and stuff like that. A lot of Easter eggs. It's amazing.
I did have somebody asked me, because I haven't gone all the way along the old road. I just checked out the stuff on the starter island. But somebody asked me, how does the road continue to other islands, and how does it do that? Is there like a portal to the next island where the road continues?
Yeah, well, at first you will reach fairly at the beginning an amazing portal hub with portals that are not connected. So they do have names, but they are not connected. So you have to travel the old road and find those portals to actually connect them and go back to the beginning. So eventually, you will do some island hopping through portals, but it's a minimum as possible.
There's small ferry rides, little puddle jumps that you need to do.
Oh, so you do at some point need to put together a boat to get across a few places?
Oh, they're already there.
No, no.
They put
Oh, they're already
They're
there.
already provided.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
his little ferry,
Yeah.
his little ferries to go back and forth.
Mhm.
They're
Oh,
actually
nice.
rafts, but it's so nice. Yeah.
Cool.
And I
that
would like
was,
to say to Batman, to Batgirl and Robin, the creators of Old Road, well done
Yeah.
for your map. Your map is amazing.
yeah, there's been a lot of
Thank you
good
for
feedback.
everyone.
Just a little warning though to anybody who wants to use it on their server, like we have. There are a lot of items that have been added to the world, like higher level items than normal. A lot of different loot, some things like that. So if you're going to use it, you might want to prep it for whatever style of play your server is. Bambi did a bunch of prep to the map, and then if players found a few things, and then we corrected that. But yeah, the players really do seem to enjoy that. So. And yeah, I think you can download it from Nexus and our Thunderstore. So if you're looking for a fun adventure in single player or your server,
Please do. It's completely vanilla.
Yep, completely
vanilla compatible.
Yeah,
I know that's a nice ring to Gwen's ears. Completely vanilla.
Well, yeah, that'll give if Gwen wants to do some kind of a run through, maybe the old road is the thing to do while she's waiting for the new year for her proper no map playthrough on Mistlands.
Well, whenever Mistlands comes out, I think that would be a good thing to do in the meantime, because in the next couple of weeks we'll have Mistlands. So in the meantime, could be a fun thing to run through the old road.
Trust me, Gwen, you would fall in love. Will fall in love with the place. You really do.
Yeah,
Anyone will.
yeah.
Anyone that walks through that road will love it, I think.
Yeah, from the trailer that they posted and that we shared a couple of weeks ago, it looks really, really cool.
Yeah.
Really well made.
Well, yeah, we should talk later, Gwen. If you, I don't know if you want to run that on your Steam and then invite friends. I don't know if your internet, like how we'll handle that with other people, but I can take a look at the servers that I have, and since I'm waiting for Mistlands to drop, that server will be available. So maybe we can throw the old road up there if you and some others want to do an old road run through until I need the server for Mistlands. But once I need it, I need to pull it down. I can send you the map, of course. I was going to say,
yeah, we could just keep the, because we have it on the resource server at the moment, but everyone's playing on Jotun Quest. I don't think the resource server is used very much. So we could just leave that for a little longer.
There's quite a few people who have run through the old road because they found all the high level gear that didn't get removed. But the general old road, all the road itself and all the buildings and the structures and everything along the way are still there. So just depends if you want to start fresh.
There were even some Easter eggs there that the people didn't discover yet. So that was really fun.
When isn't there a whole thing where when you get to the main little hub, the little town, which is on the starter island, there's a bunch of portals that are unconnected. So it's not until you get further out that you can connect back to them. Yeah. The way it's set up. So, yeah. Well, we'll have to talk about it. See what's up. Let's see. We're going to talk a lot about the Mistlands PTB, the trailer. We're going to talk about the patch notes, but we're keeping this spoiler free until we finish up here with our segments, and then we're going to excuse those who want to go. So we're going to talk about things that we would like to see changed or added to Valheim. Maybe some of these things made it to Mistlands and maybe not, maybe coming in the future, maybe not. Morning, do you have something you'd love to see changed or added? Especially now that you know it wasn't added in Mistlands or not.
So I totally understand why they have you sort of slow down and walk when you drink a mead. But I died last night in my road run because I tried to take a mead and it slowed me down, and the Draugr just straight up stabbed me. He just slashed me in the back with the axe. So I would love it personally, just on like a little personal small note, to not have the meads slow you down when you're taking them.
Or maybe some kind of skill or something that like allows you to skip the slowdown, right?
That would be amazing. Anything. I would do it. I would drink all the meads so that I could increase that skill. That would be amazing.
Yeah, you're like, I'm out of stamina. I'm out of health. I need to drink a mead. Oh, it's slowing me down. Oh, I'm dead.
Yep. Yeah.
Cool. Good one. Gorth, what about you? Is there something you'd like to see changed or added to Valheim?
One of the things that I would love to see added to Valheim would be the ability to be able to shoot while riding a mount.
Oh,
when you're riding a Lox or even in the modded servers, when you're riding stuff like, for example, the dolphins or the orca, you can ride, but you cannot shoot. And it's really unfair because some modded creatures can actually do both. And I look at that and I want to do that as well. But no.
Well, yeah, I was going to maybe
shoot.
Talk about that. So what he's talking about on our modded server, the Fuelings ride the Lox and they throw spears at you. So while the Lox is trying to stomp on you, the Fueling on top is trying to throw a spear at you. So you've got to deal with both. So it's a little bit more of a threat. Not just a spear,
a harpoon.
Oh, yeah, they harpoon you and then try to drag you around.
Oh, man.
Players getting a little taste of their own medicine because they like to harpoon the creatures too.
Yeah, you really like us, Jiroc.
They just added it. Ask Kondo. He didn't take it out when he put it up there. I just saw it. I went, oh, wow, look at that.
I love it. As soon as I saw my first Fueling rider, I was like, wow, what is that? And I want to kill it now.
And then he died.
No, I just said bye.
The mods add a lot of interesting things, a lot of things that I would love to see in the future Valheim. But a couple of things that our mods do, they added in Mistlands. No spoilers here, though. So we'll be able to remove a few mods.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Hopefully.
And Bambi, what about you? What would you like to see changed or added?
Well, yeah, after seeing that trailer and playing on Jotun Quest, I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a difficult question now. But Vaste helped me out. Like, hey, they have more biomes. Yeah, I would love ocean biome to be more, let there be more stuff in there. Not to kill you exactly, but yeah, maybe build underwater or stuff like that.
Like a friendly siren or mermaid or merman coming up to help you.
Marmonial.
The water.
In lore, they're called Marmonial.
Oh,
I don't know if I'm saying it right. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but that's
how it looks.
That's
like
essentially the name.
And I want to build Atlantis, so yeah, something like that.
That would be cool.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really looking forward to Ocean Biome. That's when it will really feel to me like a Viking game because Vikings they need to be on their ships, out sailing and raiding and fighting and stuff. Which I'll just say, my request again this week is ship-to-ship battles with NPCs. We have a mod that now does that. It's so amazing. The mod, it pops up the ship and there's a whole bunch of fuelings on it. And the ship has got all the fueling bones on it, like from their bases, their camps. And so,
now so we have a different kind. There's a second kind of pirates, apparently. Not just fuelings.
Oh.
Yeah, well, there's also Draugr. There's a Draugr boat that only comes out at night. And only in certain areas. So that's another one, which it's a little more rare. But yeah.
I have trauma now. I don't know if I can handle that.
It's funny. You're just sailing along and it comes up out of the water, like from the depths of the ocean. And then it's sailing after you. And they're just throwing spears and harpoons and all kinds of stuff at you. And yeah, if you're kind of low level and not in a fast boat, it's terrifying.
Oh God.
Yep.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
The best way is to go straight for them.
Yeah,
ramming speed.
Ram into them.
Yeah, ram straight into them and jump on the boat. That's the only way.
Yeah, just start fighting them, right?
Running away.
Because if you just let them range you to death, you're probably going to go down.
You want them killed before they start shooting you. So the only way is to just jump on them.
Handle it the Bambi way. Scream and run.
Yeah. Well, so again, just to clarify, it's the modded server that we have. It's not the Mistlands. So it is something I would love to see with the ocean biome since Bambi brought it up. What about you, Vaste? What weird, terrible, anxiety
and you're not allowed to repeat yourself.
Do you want to add to Valheim?
I want what I know Bambi wants from all the time she knows Valheim.
You can't repeat yourself, Vaste. You have to come up with something new.
Yes.
Or you can repeat it if you really want it.
But I didn't say it before. That's the thing.
Yeah, you have.
Yes, I have.
Tell us, but I will tell you.
I want spiders.
Yeah, you said that like 4 or 5 episodes ago.
Maybe he really wants spiders. He really wants spiders.
I like the first Mistlands. I like how they look.
Yeah.
This one looks like even better, but I like the style.
I do
and
like
spider is a basic mob of any RPG game, so they need to be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like spiders. They're cool. I try not to kill them when I find them in the house. I scoop them up in a big cup and put them out in the bushes so they can eat the other insects. Because they keep the other bug populations down. It's pretty good. I like me some spiders. I don't like them crawling on me or anything though. No, that they might get squished if the smart ones. They don't crawl on me. Otherwise, they get squished.
Terminate them.
Well, Gwen, what if you could change or add something? Of course, you don't know if they added it in Mistlands, but if you could change or add something, what would it be?
Yeah, I think I already mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember. Someone said I did. When building and when you want to just build a big, very basic building, and you have to place each of the floor or wall or roof items one by one, it does get a little bit tiresome. So something that allows you to kind of drag and create a whole wall or a whole segment or a whole kind of square or rectangle of that item, like a shift click, and a bit like in The Sims would be nice, because otherwise you just click, move a bit, click.
I'm pretty sure that the same episode that Vaste talked about spiders is the same episode you talked about this.
Man. Well, DJ Vaste and I maybe got stuck a little bit. We bugged out.
Into the Matrix?
Yes.
Well, I think it was Yurde or someone added to the mod. I forget what it was called now. There was a name for that where when you place one and then you drag it. I forget the name. It's like some weird name. I don't remember, but yeah, that makes building easier. Or maybe it was Jules. Yeah, for the plan build mod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It would be nice to have that sort of quality of life stuff in the build side of things.
Maybe it was. I don't know now. My confidence disappeared.
Well, especially if you have to repeat a lot of things, floors and walls and roofs, and just click, drag, got all of it. Yep. Well, cool. And I just want to take a quick break from the show to share with you one of my sponsors, the Grimfrost, an amazing company that sells really, really cool Viking products. They have over 1,000 different modern and historical Viking products. If you're interested, you should check them out. I have a link in the description, or you can go to my website, jiroctheviking.com/Grimfrost. Now back to the show. So we have one more segment before we get into spoilers for the Mistlands, and we're going to talk a little bit about us. And I found a website that has some really good questions for fun questions to ask people about themselves. And this was one of those questions from that site. So let's see what our answers are here. So if you could download one skill into your brain, only one. I know some of you may want more than one, but you have to pick one. If you could only download one and become an expert at that skill, kind of like Neo in the Matrix, download it into your head, and suddenly you, or what does he say? Now I know Kung Fu.
Yes, that is exactly what he says.
I should know the line. I've seen the movie like 20 times. So what would that skill be? If you could just download it, because you really want it, you don't want to do all the work to get it or whatever, or you just don't have it at this point in your life, what would that skill be, Morning Darkness?
Oh God, streaming and stream setup.
But you're already doing that.
Yeah, doing it. That doesn't mean I'm an expert. I have no idea what I'm doing at any given point, and it shows. You can tell I've been doing this for like 8 months and spent zero. Well, okay, I've spent maybe like a cumulative 6 hours, like sitting down and learning from videos, and it shows, and it's terrible.
I did notice that
I need so much help.
Yeah, the streamers who seem to really be like monetizing and having big audiences and stuff. When I watch their, especially on Twitch, I almost said Twitter. When on Twitch, there's just all kinds of things going on the screen and scrolling by and blinking and popping up. Oh, so and so did this and that, and oh, thank you. It's like
a lot of those people have also been doing it for 2+ years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're doing just an amazing job as you're doing now.
I do. I wish I knew what I was doing.
Well, you do.
Well, you know more about what you're doing than a lot, like most of us here who've not really done Twitch at all. So
I avoided Twitch.
Thank you guys. But you asked,
I can't deal with it. It's too much.
You asked
too
what
much.
I know, right? You asked what I would do. I want to be an expert. I want to know how to use a Steam Deck or Stream Deck. I want to know how to do all the different things in Firebot. I want to know how to perfectly use OBS and troubleshoot it. Like, I know probably 5% of how to use OBS compared to Jiroc. Like, for example. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the OBS, I feel like I know 3% of what OBS can do here. Like, and I learned more when I set up this live stream for us here. And I just feel like there's so much untapped potential. Like,
so much.
Look at this. I forgot to even turn my name on. How amateurish is that? Here, let me go back and turn. Oh, here you go. In case you don't know who I am. Like, who's that weirdo over there with the beard? Who that hippie up there?
Yeah, there's so much that goes into streaming and OBS and all the plugins with loads of automated tools and bots that allow you to do loads of crazy stuff. I also, like you, Morning Darkness, I admire the people who have all of that figured out. I've been trying to learn a little bit, but it's like, oh man, it takes a long time to try it all, to troubleshoot, and yeah. But yeah, it's a Twitch to me. It scares me because of everything there's so many options and so many things. It's just like overwhelming. YouTube is nice and simple because they didn't yet build all of those features in. But for me, it was like a good place to start because it's like, okay, it's not too difficult. There's a chat, there's the live stream, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, Gorth, if you could get that Matrix download into your brain, what skill would you like to be an expert at?
Initially, I went for the more fantastical skills, but maybe that was a bit too over the top. Maybe I'll just be more realistic and maybe multitasking.
You're a guy. That's not realistic.
That's why it's a download skill.
Yeah. Now you know why I put the spiders. I will say it all podcasts from now on.
But what is this man can't multitask? Let's see. How many world-class video game players do we have?
Well,
yeah. Can they play a video game and talk? And
streamer
16
brain
things,
and
16
then take
things
care of the baby at the same time.
Yeah,
up to 16 things at the same time, proven by science that the gamers can do at the same single time.
Take care of
Whenever
children.
people used people used to believe that multitask would only go as far as 5 tasks. Gamers just shattered that completely. They go up to 16. So yeah, man,
that's why I'm not a very good gamer.
I don't. I don't do multitask. But
one task at a time. Well, the science does show that from all the podcasts and scientists that I've heard talking about it, and psychologists and neurologists talking about it, is that you can do one task with 100% attention and do that.
Yeah.
Once you go to 2 tasks, you're way less than 50% on both. And then the more tasks you add, it's not just dividing into 3. You're in fractions and fractions of fractions. So yes, I would love that skill. 100% multiple tasks. Gorth, I'm with you right there. That'd be an awesome skill. That'd almost be superhuman because really nobody has 100% at more than one task. So
they never met my mother. They never met my mother.
I can usually fairly successfully juggle about 8 things at a time, but that's where I max out. Like then it starts to really deteriorate if I try to do more than that.
Well, then it's just stressful and overwhelming too, right? Like, besides the fact whether you feel like you can keep up with it all, it's just like so much going on that it stresses you out a little bit. And then like your brain is tired. Like there's so much, like when I'm streaming, when I'm doing certain things, I feel like, okay, I need to go rest. I just go sit out there with my dog and pet my dog. I'm like, I'm exhausted. And my wife's like, you just been sitting in your office all day. I know. You see the sweat. Oh, I'm exhausted here.
Gosh, Jiroc, I'm a school teacher. I do multitasking all the time.
Well, you got to multitask all these little people running around the room, each doing their own crazy thing.
You better multitask.
And you got to keep track of all of it.
Yes. Yes.
Well, Bambi, if you could pick something to download into your brain and become an absolute expert at it, what would it be?
Well, it's a real superpower. It's understanding men.
That's not a superpower. That's easy.
Well, so you have this misconception that we can't multitask, and now you want to understand us? I don't think you're ever going to understand this.
Yeah, no, I don't understand them. I love them, but yeah. They're from a whole different planet.
Yep. We from different planets.
Yeah, we truly are.
Yeah, that's psychology is fascinating if you ever really delve into it a lot. I have a couple of podcasts that I listen to sometimes, and some of my science podcasts bring psychologists on, and it's just super fascinating to hear, especially, you get into philosophies and stuff, but understanding psychology, it's not an exact science either. There's a lot of, understanding the brain, the neurology. It's super fascinating and complicated. Probably one of the most complicated things that we know of. Like there's nothing really computers, nothing. Everything is kind of, even science, like physics is a little more straightforward. But the brain, the way it works, we're still trying to figure that out. So Bambi, that would be an amazing thing to download. Then you could teach all the rest of us. I don't know how I work either, Bambi. Tell me.
Well, that movie, What Women Want, I would really like to be it the other way for just one day. Yeah.
Just to experience it, to see what the other half, and even now it's not really half, it's sort of a social norm thing, but we're starting to realize there are people out there who are all over the spectrum with that, with gender identity and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never related to that volatile, masculine, man attitude, puffing the chest out and being loud and boisterous. I mean, unless I get a little meat in me or something. No, I'm a happy, I'm happy when I'm buzzed. But Vaste, what about you? We're going to download into the Matrix or from the Matrix. What would it be?
I want a language. Learning a language is so hard. It's so difficult. I would love to just download a language and be done with it.
Oh, that's so good.
Can I just one language?
One language at a time. All of them.
It doesn't matter. You can download it all at once.
Yeah, I imagine that if I download all of them, my brain will stop working. There's too many.
Digivast is going to bug out. Okay.
So
what would be the first language that you download?
Spanish. So I'll finish with it.
Is that what you're trying to study now?
No, that's my original language.
Yeah, I was going to say,
you just-
I just
keep
want
messing
to
up.
learn your own
You want to be
language.
an expert at your original language first before you move on to other people's languages.
No, I think the first one will be one of either Japanese or Korean, which are really different to Spanish or English.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I've kind of juggled, like I've had different opinions based on mood or what's going on in my life of which language would be the one that I'd want to learn first. Probably the most practical for me and morning also, because we live in California, would be Spanish, because we have a lot of native Spanish speakers in California, and I would just love to be able to communicate on that level with them. A lot of my neighbors speak Spanish, and they're wonderful people, and I would love to be able to communicate with their native tongue because, express ourselves a little bit more with each other.
I think I would choose Arabic. Or Arabic? How do you call it? in
Arabic?
English?
Arabic, yeah. But even
that would-
Arabic is spoken differently in every single country. Because I at university, I had the chance for like 3 semesters to take on a third foreign language, so other than English and Spanish. And I chose Arabic because I was like, I'm gonna, it's a great opportunity. It's part of my course. I might as well go for something that I will probably never get a chance to do or never pick outside of uni. So I chose Arabic. But yeah, it was literal Arabic. So like the Arabic that's in the Quran, but that's not really the Arabic that people speak in any Arabic speaking countries. Yeah.
Farsi.
And it was funny because there were, in my course, there was a girl who had her parents, she was like second generation immigrant from, second generation immigration from Morocco. And she was saying, so she knew a bit of Arabic, like the Moroccan Arabic. And she was like, oh, yeah, there's a lot of things that are very different in the pronunciation or even the grammar or certain words. So, yeah, even in Arabic, you would have to pick which one, like Arabic spoken in which country or the literal Arabic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of different dialects and variations of languages out there. It's funny, too, when I see people from outside the U.S. try to speak with an American accent, sometimes they'll slip into like a Southern or a country accent, but most of the time they try to enunciate every word they say. I'm like, well, that's not really how we talk. I mean, we do read the word and we pronounce it with the letters that are there, unlike some people over in England. Like, wait, you just missed a whole bunch of letters in that word, or added letters that aren't in that word. How do you do that? But yeah, I mean, even in the US, we have so many different accents from all over the country that none of them, they all sound different to me. I can't even understand some people in the US because of their accents are so thick from what region they're from. What's that?
I watched a really great video that goes along the different accents that you can find in different regions. And it's so good. It's so good. It talks about, how and why it has evolved certain ways for different regions, like the Boston accent versus the Southern accent versus the Pacific Northwest accent. And there's a similar video that goes across the UK. And goes into like the different regional accents there. And I'm just like, oh, I love it. I love things like that.
Yeah. The accents are very different in the US, but it's like when you look at the US map, it's a huge country. Each state is the size of like 2 European countries. So it's like, okay, no doubt that they have developed different accents. England or the UK is tiny in comparison and has
accents.
So many different accents. Like literally I remember one of the really shocking moments when I moved to the UK was I was walking down the street and I could hear people talk and I was like, oh man, there's a lot of like non-English speakers here. And it took me a while to realize, oh no, they're speaking English. It's just that their accent is their accent is just so like weird that I'm not picking it up as English. Now I'm pretty good at like understanding most people. But man, there's still some accents that are, if like you go really deep in like Ireland, Scotland, or even like some parts of the UK, some of the really thick accents, you're like, whoa, okay. Can you write that down for me?
You don't even have to go that far. You just walk from one street to the other. You can get a different accent altogether in the UK.
So many, even within London, so East London, South London have very distinct accents, and it's crazy.
Yeah, if you struggle with some of the, say the British accents, right, from all the British Isles and the different places up there, show I recommend you watch, and you might have to use the subtitles, is Peaky Blinders. That show is very hard to understand, and if you can start to pick up on it, you have a really good ear. Because it's
not too bad. It's not like it because so it's the Brummy accent. It's the accent from Birmingham because that's where it's all happening.
Yeah.
And it's quite strong, but it's not like it's okay.
Yeah, I pick up on most of it, but I just like of the people that I hang around, my peer group, I tend to pick up all accents a little bit better than them. And the only thing I can relate that to is. When I was growing up, my stepfather was from Thailand. So he had lots of friends and family from all over the different Asian countries. So I heard lots of Asian accents, from that region, from China all the way down to like Thailand and the nearby areas. So I was just always around, like always trying to be like, what are they saying? They're speaking English, but it's through a thick accent. And so I just got to the point where like when somebody has an accent, I kind of infer what they mean to say. Like you may not catch the exact word, but you start to just infer what they mean based on the context and the full sentence. But that show, I still find myself about 15-20% of the time like, wait, what did he say? Rewind.
But that's
turn the subtext on
because they're also like the main character, Tommy Shelby, is muttering a lot. Like there's a lot of muttering and not really enunciating properly. So I think that's maybe harder because it's like they're also like speaking in a really low tone. But another one that is kind of the other extreme, really urban accents, is Misfits. It's an old series, but I remember the first time I watched Misfits.
I saw a little bit of that.
The first time I watched it, I was at the time I was actually living in Sydney, but I hadn't been in the UK for a very long. It was before I moved to the UK, and oh man, the first couple of episodes there, because there's a couple of different accents, some from like London, some from other parts, but it's like very kind of chavvy accents, most of them. And you cannot understand some characters. I had to use the subtitles because I was like, I have no idea what they're saying. But yeah, like everything, you get used to it.
Yeah, a fun way to try to pick up on it is if you can watch a movie or a show and turn on them subtitles and kind of start to get an ear for it, maybe.
That's how I learned English.
Yeah,
I learned English just by watching TV without any subtitles.
Yeah, that's the best way to learn.
Trying to understand.
Yeah. Well, that's a great pick, Vaste. So far, you all picked things I'd say, yeah, I would take a download for all those. Language of Terror, I've tried to learn languages. It's super hard. What about you, Gwen? If you could download and become an expert, what would it be?
Initially, my first thought was also languages, but my first thought was like, download all the languages, both alive and dead, in the world. So like, I want to learn everything, give me all of it. And initially it was because
a little greedy, aren't you? You get one.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, if I had a lifetime, I could probably learn quite a lot of languages, but what you can't learn is the languages that are not spoken anymore. So you can learn Latin is the exception, or Greek, but there's so many languages that are dead and have been dead for a long time. So people are not sure how things were pronounced. They know certain words and things, but you're never 100% sure. So if there was a way to know all these old languages and be able to speak like, Old English or, Anglo-Saxon or Old Norse without a problem, that would be amazing. But Vaste already took that one. But I had a couple of ideas actually, but I think the one that's probably the most relevant to my situation right now is I would love to be able to download video editing skills and be like a beast of video editing that I can literally spend an hour and edit an amazing video, because right now I'm spending so much time trying to edit the simplest thing. And yeah, it would be nice. Basically, I want to be Jiroc.
I mean, I know it's only 25 years of editing.
Yeah, I want to skip the 25 years and just get to the where you want to at now.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the streaming, right? That's totally part of what I was talking about.
Yeah, a little bit of those skills transfer over. Yeah, it was funny. I remember going to a conference. It was a science conference, and some of the people that I was doing science videos for, they wanted to film a little skit with some of the celebrity scientists that were there, and then project it into the giant auditorium where there's, like almost 1,500 people in. And so we went back scenes and we shot something really quickly on my camera in the back with them, like a little skit going back and forth, 2-shot, over the shoulder, all the basic shots. And then we sit down, we edit it real fast because it had to be like on stage and projected in like an hour. And I sit there and I like upload it and I start editing really fast and get it all together. And he's just sitting there. I look over at him and his mouth was, I said, you can close your mouth. He says, how do you do that so fast? I'm like, I've been doing this is my job. But yeah, it's just like anything, any skill that anybody has. I'm always fascinated by watching anybody do something, it's like that they've been doing for years, or whatever job or skill it is. It's just fascinating to watch that the human body and the human mind can eventually adapt to those amazing, basically it's like a superpower after you've been doing it, for your 10,000 plus hours, right? It's like, it's a superpower compared to other people who don't have that time. So I wish I could pull a piece out and give it to you, Gwen. So you gotta shove it in there.
I would love that. I can trade one of my languages for it.
Yeah, I'll take one of your languages. You can have that part of the editing. Well, good. Yeah, good one.
How about you, Jiroc? What would be yours?
Well, so I'd love to just be a computer programming. Like, give me all the languages. It goes back to languages again. But I mean, I understand the logic of programming and dabbled a little tiny bit over the years, but I'm just so busy with work and life and everything else. I never could put much time into it, but I would just love to think now I could go in, I could write all my own mods, write my own game, all this stuff, apps for the phone. Like I actually would love to have a Jiroc the Viking app. What it does, I don't know, but I'd love to have one, figure out what it does.
It's a Snapchat filter that gives you the glasses and the cowboy hat.
There you go.
Oh, you have it there.
Jiroc, we already have an app. It's called Discord. Even reading that while I'm at work. So yeah.
Yeah. Discord is basically the app that to stay in touch. But programming, it's funny. It's a kind of a little bit of a sad story. When I was in high school, a teenager, we went to a job fair. I might have mentioned this before. I can't remember on the podcast, but we went to the job fair and they got professionals from all these different industries in. So this was in the late 80s because I graduated in 91. So maybe it was like 89 or 90. And I went to all the different classes where they had all the different professionals talking about their professions, so you could ask questions. This kind of give you maybe where do you want to go to community college or, go to a trade school or, off to a university or something. I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm interested in this and this. But the number one interest I had was computers. I was like, I want to do computer programming, nothing else. That's what I'm going to do. That's what teenage Jiroc's going to do. Jiroc the programmer. And I went to the programmer class first, and I walked in, and there was like a very sour 40-year-old guy who was unhappy with his job as a programmer, who said, programming sucks and you won't make much money and it's really hard and you're always working for somebody else. And it's not really a lucrative industry. So I went off and joined the military, did something else. And then while I'm in the military, the whole world turned into computer programmers and the internet. And I just went, what did you do to me? So, yeah. So I want to download that. I'll get in line when the Matrix chips are ready to implant. Sign me up.
Very soon.
I know they're kind of, that's something they want to do. I don't know how close they are to even little tiny tasks for that, but I know there's brain computer interfaces where you can think and move like a cursor along the screen and stuff. So they're doing some stuff, but well, yeah. What's that, Gorth?
That's how you get Skynet.
Jiroc,
Yes.
the time has come.
Yes. We're going to do some Mistlands spoilers. We're going to have to excuse Gwen's going to, Gwen can watch, but things are going to come up on screen. So you're probably not going to want to watch it either, Gwen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for Gorth and I, it's time to say goodbye.
Oh, Gorth too?
I don't want to hear too much. I've already seen the two more than I should, and I want to save some fascination for when I see it. I want it to be like the caves.
Yeah.
Yes.
Caves
Good.
I was amazed when I got in there, and I want to be amazed when I get into the Mistlands. That trailer
Amazed or
was more than enough.
terrified? One of the two.
So I
Maybe
have
a
A
bit
bit
of
of both.
And I haven't been in the new dungeon yet. I didn't have much time because I was making some videos this morning. But from people who've already been in the new dungeons, they say they were even way better than the Mistlands. So I mean, than the Frost Cave.
Yeah.
The Mistlands ones are way better than the
It was
Frost Cave.
nice.
So
Oh
But
yeah.
we're only going to talk about the trailer, right?
we're going to talk about the patch notes too. So you can skip out if you want when we get to the patch note section.
Okay, yeah. Then I will skip out.
Yeah, but you can join us for the trailer if you want.
Yeah.
I'll stay
Gorth
for
has
the
seen that as
trailer.
well, so yeah.
I'll stay for the trailer, but
Gwen doesn't want to stay for the
I
trailer.
will run away right now while I still can.
I
You better do
will.
it.
Again.
You know how it's getting close to Christmas now. So do you know the I've been whammed thing that happens every Christmas? There's like a whole kind of meme game where you have to hold out the closest you can to Christmas without hearing the Wham song, the Christmas song, the very famous one. So I'm kind of going to do the same with the Mistlands trailer, new content. I want to try to hold out as long as I can without getting spoiled accidentally or intentionally.
Yeah. All right.
you
Well,
can.
then we'll say adios.
Bye-bye.
Sayonara. C'est la vie.
See you.
Aloha.
No, that's
To Gwen.
hello.
No, aloha
No,
is
that's
hello
goodbye
and
as well.
goodbye.
Oh, it's goodbye too. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
ciao then.
And it's also like I love you. It's aloha has many meanings. Yep.
Yes.
Mhm.
Nice. All right. See you around. Have fun.
Bye.
See y'all.
Gwen. Don't forget to disconnect from Discord too.
It's gone.
Okay. So
Mistlands.
yes.
By the way, speaking of video updates and video editing and reaction videos, Jiroc,
Yes.
I have uploaded my reaction video to the podcast folder.
Oh, nice. Then that way I can put us together and it's a no spoiler Mistlands reaction video. That'd be fun. If any of you, Gorth or Vaste, want to watch the Mistlands and record yourself like this and then upload that video for me, you're welcome to. It might be fun. But yeah, let's see here. So here we got the trailer. Now, unfortunately, I'm sure there's a way, but I haven't figured out how to pipe my desktop sound into Discord along with my voice. So you guys are just going to see the visual. The audience, though, will be able to
hear it. Yeah.
Hear this if I turn the audio up here and unmute the site. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just music and sound effects. So
yeah.
It's the visuals that we're here for.
And they go by so quickly, it's almost impossible to describe what you see.
Oh yeah, it all goes by quick. It's fascinating.
Oh my gosh, my face when I saw that was hilarious. So much excitement.
Yeah. skipped one there, Jiroc.
Look at how black and dark and scary that looks.
Did you see that?
Did you see
Yes.
what? Oh, I saw
winning.
that.
Yeah. That's the same thing. It's the same thing happening again.
Oh,
Look at
God.
Did you see that? And that.
Look at those lamps. I'm winning a bet also.
I don't think anyone took you up against that bet.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm still winning.
Yeah, so pretty wild stuff there. I'll just scroll through this a little bit and then we can start talking about some of it. But there's that dungeon that we saw
The image.
they did like a little I guess like Photoshop conceptual drawing of what this dungeon entrance might look like. I do have
Question. Does anyone else think that this is a puzzle?
No.
Because I've seen those red markers, and it looks like there's going to be some kind of puzzles. No,
Well, that's
What are you talking about on the
thing.
the other door that we see later?
Yeah.
yeah, because I'm seeing those things. That I'm not sure if those are knobs or if
I think those are
braziers.
light sources.
Light sources. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Light need to light up. Okay.
In the video that we saw from last week, the little clip they released, they did one of those little glowing blue balls was floating above one of these circles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some magic activation going on there.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And the image that they showed us was this one here. And then in the video fully rendered, you can see some of that sticky stuff up there. And I imagine it's around some more. And then let's see.
Exciting.
Go through this.
There,
Look at
that
those.
right there.
Giant bug things.
Roaches, giant roaches.
Giant cockroaches.
Cockroaches.
That's my thumbnail. Mistlands introduces giant cockroaches. And then, of course, some ruins underneath there.
Yep.
So do you know what these ruins are in the Mistlands? Did anybody read the patch? Well, maybe we won't go over the patch notes yet. I won't say because
Maybe not yet.
But I think those guys are going to be jumping us from the top of those ruins all the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And all these vines, come on, we need them.
But we're not going to get them.
They're not going to let the players build or grow them, but they're going to be all over the ruins. And look, how many of these types of ruined locations are people going to claim and build their base on and make part of their base, right?
Oh yeah.
These things are amazing looking.
Oh yeah.
Just imagine the height you're going to get from that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Go past this. And then, okay, so this is like somebody's base.
Oh my gosh.
But you missed something there in your video, Jiroc.
What did I miss?
The giant doors.
Yeah.
Oh, these?
Yeah.
Yeah, the gates for the boat.
You didn't
No,
mention it in
they
your
are
video.
building pieces. They are the wall pieces.
We don't
look how
have them
tall-
yet.
Look how tall the boat is by comparison.
There's-
That's a long
there's-
boat.
There's a trick to build a big gate doors, big fortress door with the wall pieces we have right now. That is
Yeah,
not a
not
new
doors
gate.
that
That is
look like
a
that.
build.
This looks like a
I hear a
whole door.
bet coming on. I hear a bet coming on.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
you
This
got
is
it.
a whole new door piece. It's
No,
a
it
huge
doesn't.
door. Okay.
You know, you can get on the PTB
betting on
server
that.
and spawn them in right now, with Jiro's,
No.
And
mods.
I want for the bet when I win it, I will be fine with 3 stacks of Mother Tears.
So you're either going to give 3 stacks or you're going to receive.
150 motor tiers. My goodness.
Oh, right.
You're saying we
It
can
has to be
already.
4. It has to be 4.
You're saying we can already build this that we
Yes.
have now.
Yes.
Why didn't I build it yet then?
Not my problem. I don't know.
I see how the corner pieces could be the 45-degree upside down corner piece, then the 26-degree corner piece, and then the
But I'm talking about the doors.
1 meter by 2. I know you're talking about the doors, but I'm talking about the arch as well.
Yeah, okay, we can build that already. The doors, we cannot build them yet.
Well, so it looks like they're one piece, but I could see how they could just be multiple doors stacked on top of each other.
Okay, we're gonna have a bet about that.
Mm.
You're on, Bossy.
All right. Well, there might have been a reason I didn't mention it then. So we got the Vikings getting ready here. He's sailing.
I saw a longsword there.
Oh, did you see one?
Yeah, on the guy's back, or the Vikings' back as they're walking along the pier.
Oh, yeah. I love this. I mean, how perfect is this? We create a Jotun Quest server. It's all about Titans and Jotun giants fighting each other. And then we get giant swords stuck in the ground.
Yeah, so just think, you can go back through Jotun Quest and spawn these in.
Oh, it's going to be everywhere now.
Yeah.
And any other giant stuff ruins they give us.
We're going to walk around like, oh gosh, I hit my head again on those giant swords.
Yep.
Let's see here. Okay, so here's that door.
Yeah.
It's got glowing ruins on it. And look at the way the rocks just jut out. Up here, the staircase, there's like the ruined blocks from the black marble and everything.
Some of the red chevrons look like buttons. They look like buttons pointing to the sides.
Is that like a boss?
Yeah.
Is that the boss spawner?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, those look like magical rune seals or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
would they spoil that straight away? I'm not sure.
Okay, now see the Viking there? And that's an animation hammer, as we all know. As I said earlier in my first video, Baste thought it was a new hammer, but I was trying to tell him it wasn't.
The blacksmith.
Everyone was so excited in the stream, and I was like, "No, guys, this is an animation. Don't be so."
But yeah, there's that hook. We don't know if it serves a practical purpose or it's just decorative.
Yeah.
We're seeing the big beam pieces that look like they're placed and built. But what's that behind him?
I know. Have you spawned it in yet? Have you spawned it in, Jiroc?
Nope. Did you already do it?
No, I want to know.
I don't know. I haven't. All I did was I did my video this morning, which was covering the trailer. I went in game and I had to spawn the feather cape, and of
course
I wanted to see what it did. And then that's about all. I ran around the Mistlands a little bit, and there were rabbits jumping around and stuff. But then I had to get ready for the podcast recording, so there's still so much to do. But yeah, that looks like a giant locks cart to me in the background, which would be nice if it is. Get your locks to pull some cargo for you.
And then this is the new workbench.
Yeah, this is the forge.
The forge.
Yeah. Look at all they look like circling cores or what, but it's probably some kind of smoldering stones or coal or something. I don't know. And then here we have this new sword, new one-handed sword. The patch notes had a name for it, so I won't say the name. But yeah. I did zoom in on my video that I did this morning, and you can see it's very silvery and glowy. And then these new giant spikes.
Yes.
For base defense. I mean, the creatures got to be pretty crazy big for these new big giant spikes to defend yourself.
Oh gosh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. No. Well, you watch through the rest of the trailer here. There's some pretty big creatures in the game now.
Yeah, huge.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was that? See this? We're like there's somebody with the feather cape on.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And they're pushing away the mist.
Yeah, watch that. See that? It pushes the mist away. I'll rewind.
Amazing.
With the Yaglu thingy.
That's pretty cool.
No.
And then I'm going to mute this video. I'm going to put it on the slower speed. Oh, not faster speed, slower speed.
Not faster.
Yeah. And there's a magic using Viking right here.
Pause.
Look at that staff, that magic staff.
That staff looks so cool. And then
Very
the
good,
things in the ground.
Oh my gosh, look how big they must be flying through the air. Somebody said, and like I haven't tested it, but they said that these are these giant creatures that drop ticks from their belly on you.
Oh, you could make it even gross.
I don't know if it's true. They were speculating.
I don't think so.
I don't hope so.
Those made me remember to, I don't know if it was Skyrim or Guild Wars 2 that has those same enemies.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then
I mean, they also what they look like to me are from, oh my gosh, never mind. My brain just blinked on the game. No.
They look like some of the creatures in Half-Life to me.
They look like the overlords for StarCraft.
Oh, yeah.
For the Zerg.
Yep.
I think they're ticks. I honestly think it's
giant ticks
that consume the mist.
No.
And let's see. Oh, now right here is full on magic user, wizard, staff, feather.
Yeah.
He's wearing
He
or she is wearing a hood too. And
amazing.
Badass.
This to me looks like boss weather. Look at this. Lightning, crazy rain. I think this is where you summon the boss. You put those globy things on here or something.
Maybe.
But this looks like a boss spawn to me. And then look at this. Casting spells. Fireball. At the giant tick or whatever it is.
It looks like a swollen tick, honestly. Can you pull it back a bit?
Yeah.
It looks like a swollen tick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind
So
of.
That's a tick. That's consumed something and it's flown.
So gross.
And then the next shot, I missed the first time through because this shot goes by so fast. But
it
these
really does.
Black skeletons.
That's gonna be me there.
That is a player holding a skull, summoning skeletons, it looks like to me.
Are you sure that's the player?
It looks like the player from the front that we saw before.
It looks like a player. I will say one thing that I have been reading from the public test notes versus this. You don't get more than 2.
Oh, skeletons?
Look like you get 3. You get 2.
Yeah, maybe they nerfed it after they made the trailer. But it's if you look at the feet of especially this middle skeleton as it comes in, there's like the ground is like bubbling with dirt underneath it.
Looks like an abomination and small.
Yeah, right here. Look at the ground bubbling, like spewing from underneath it.
Yeah, that's the abomination animation, but in small size.
Amazing.
Reusing assets isn't a bad idea.
No,
I want to do that.
Look at this thing.
Mollusculans.
Oh gosh.
Mollusculans.
How big that thing is.
Giant ant.
It's a mollusculan.
I'm going to have nightmares.
And look at this piece of what I think is the Yggdrasil tree bark over here. I think you're going to probably be able to harvest that.
Speaking of reused assets, have you guys noticed that the Elder makes the same sound as the Locks do?
Oh, does he? Oh no, I haven't paid attention to that. Interesting. So
okay, now
this is fascinating. This is 3 little characters. Yeah. Look, they're short because there's like a lantern here. We've seen the lantern size. But look at this. I zoomed in on this on my video from this morning, and it's a blue face. It's like dwarves. It's like I think there's actually
there in the back.
So the same as Haldor?
I think they're all dwarves like Haldor, like that blue skinned dwarf. And they got little hats. Like I don't think the players are going to be able to play a dwarf, so they must be NPCs or something. I don't want to. I read a little bit in the patch notes, but my guess was that there are somehow NPCs in the game that you fight, or maybe you fight against. Fight for you. I don't
behind
know.
them.
And
Look
it's
behind them.
shooting three beams.
And there's a giant spider there behind them.
No,
An ant, a giant ant right there behind them.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yep. Right.
Oh yeah, right there.
Yeah. Yep. And it's inside the circle. They're doing something to it.
And a ward, what you said. That's strange.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The ward is strange.
This looks like there's some kind of magic for pathfinding.
There's a tower in the background there.
Mm-hmm. One of those.
Yeah, what is this big area of effect spell that one of them just did?
I see that.
And then boom! And now this, again, looking like a player with a different staff.
Yeah.
A different magic staff. Blasting like frost almost, it looks like.
That looks like frost. At a tick, jumping at you. Oh.
Yeah, it's going to jump and suck your blood. Look at him.
Oh,
look at that tick.
No, I don't want to see it.
Coming up from the ruins here, I'm so excited to see all these different ruins.
Those ruins, they look nice. Look at that. But that's player base.
This looks like a player base, and look at all the player. It's coming up to this looks like boss weather again to me. And it looks like he's about to fight something. Oh, he's shooting towards the camera.
He's shooting the same fires that the gnomes were shooting.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Look at those curtains. Sorry, decorating. Curtains on the outside.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah. Where are all the curtains?
There. No, along the top of the building that the guy's standing on, right as he shoots
his building. Yeah, let's see when we get closer.
Or her, or, whatever. Right there.
Yeah, I think there were some curtains there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, those
right there. Right there.
New banners. New banners.
New banners, yeah. And the side ones, yeah.
It is in the patch house.
They're blue.
No spoilers, Vaste. We're not talking about patch notes yet.
Because then once we talk about patch notes, we lose 2 more.
Yeah.
What? Sorry, I can't. What?
I think that's pretty much the end. And then we got the cool new Mistlands logo.
Oh, yes.
Awesome.
The hype is real.
Available now for public testing.
The magic here is just amazing looking. And of course the patch notes.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
That magic, those magic hits in the last parts of the trailer were like, okay, you've seen this, we've got this, oh, by the way, there's also magic.
And dwarves.
Yeah, I love it.
Especially after our interview with Grimcore back in April, I'm kind of surprised that we got this much magic, because he was sort of like, nah.
Yeah, but he actually hinted that if there was going to be magic, it would be this way.
It would be different. It would be a different creature, a different story behind it.
No.
Yeah,
I mean with the stuff, not natural magic, but with some kind of tool.
Magic that comes from the world itself, not magic that we create. I think that's
got it.
How to say, not like innate spell that the player will just do, but more like a staff or a tool or a fool.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, cool. So that's the trailer there. And we're going to discuss the patch notes now. So anybody who don't want to hear patch notes news, we will say aloha to you as well.
Muito obrigado a todos.
See you later.
Have a nice day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have fun out there.
Now you're getting it, Bambi. Finally.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So I just quickly through the patch notes. So we've all looked at. Is there anything that just like you really were excited about from the patch notes? Because we're already almost 2 hours in. So.
Oh gosh, yeah. So I mean, I would say that based on the video that we just watched, it says 9 new creatures. So we saw the ones on top of the ruins. We saw the ticks. We saw the flying things. We know there's a boss. There are the rabbits.
No, the boss doesn't count in.
That would be 10 with the boss. They say plus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so then there are the ant-like creatures. So that's 5. Oh, and then the dwarf-looking creatures. It looked like there were maybe 2 different types.
Yeah.
So or 3 even, actually. So they showed 8
they
of
might
the 9
consider it
new
1
creatures.
though, if it's different magic for each of them, or.
I doubt that. I think that.
Well, actually, they say they say in the patch notes there's a rogue and like a wizard.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
right here. NPC enemy. It's called pronounced Dwarger, rogue and mage. So I don't know if they count that as 2, but at least they list it as 2 different versions of the Dwarger.
Yeah, you can. There's in new creatures. There's 10 items, so those are the 10. All those are 10 items, so they count as.
It says new creatures right here: Seeker, Brood, Seeker Brute, y'all. Like, how you doing, y'all? Tick, hare, hen, and a baby chicken.
That means we get eggs. Jiroc, we get eggs.
Yes, we get eggs, and they hatch into little baby chicks.
You didn't watch you didn't read the full patch, right? Only the basic one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then NPC Moonin is Raven of Lore. So
you get Moonin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
And then the boss queen. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right there.
Okay. And then 20 new crafting materials. That's insane.
Yeah. And 2 new crafting stations, extensions, 15 foods, 3 new potions, 25 craftable items, weapon, armor, and tools. Weapons, armor, and tools, 25. I did spawn in a bunch of the weapons and armor and put them on and had to see what they look like this morning. And then
did you get your hammer?
I have not looked at the hammer yet. It's one of the things I haven't looked at. I didn't spawn in everything. I only spawned in a few things real quick. I only had a few minutes of making videos in the morning and getting ready for the podcast. I'm going to be up all night every day now.
Amazing.
My friend wants to go out later. No, sorry, I'm busy. What are you doing with that video game stuff? Let's go out, have a beer.
I'm excited. Normally Tuesday night is my date night with my husband, and he has decided that we should play on the public test branch together for the Mistlands. And I'm like, that's what you want to do for date night? He's like, don't you? And I'm like, well, yes, but
you're like, I was hoping you'd say that. New dungeon, new lore stones. I'm really excited to see what the lore stones and dreams tell us to expand on the lore.
Yes.
And the new music is great. I was listening to it this morning while I was on for a little bit. And fishing, I'm really curious to see all the fishing mechanic updates.
Yeah.
12 new emotes. I have not looked at any of them yet.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait.
Yeah.
But what I really want to see are all the new build pieces.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What is it? 35. Oh, we skipped over that. 35 new build pieces and furniture and decorating and defense of your base. 35 pieces.
Amazing.
9 new hairstyles, which I looked at all of them. 7 new beards. Of course, none of them are as long and as glorious as the beard that I use, so I use the old one. But they're cool.
Did you look at all the defense items? The new build piece defense items? We are getting a thing that people have been asking for that isn't the trap.
And the bear trap.
Yeah.
We got spikes, the ballista, and a bear trap, and 2 kinds of ballista. They call them missiles to shoot out of it. Yeah.
Amazing.
It's in here somewhere.
Oh,
It's
there's
in
a list of
in
all the
Oh,
new
it's in there.
fish.
It's in these
Yeah.
really blacked out ones. So the wisp light, they call it, moves mist out of your way using a stationary wisp light or one that follows you wherever you go. And I spawned that in right away when I got in game and went into the
Amazing.
mist. It's called a fairy wisp. And so it flies around you like a little fairy with like the little sparkles coming off of it. It's just like this big blue ball. And it just constantly keeps the mist clear from your immediate area. It's super fun to watch. And then magic. So you actually have to eat food with Eater, however this is pronounced, in order to use the magic stabs. So you have to eat food to sort of like charge your magic to use the magic stabs.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Did you see all the different new types of fish? I know we're going on and on about all the different things, but there's a lot of fish.
Yeah, they mention it somewhere. I think it's down here in the black. I think we'll get to that here in a bit. But then there's 2 new skills. The elemental magic and blood magic are actual skills that you have that you can level. So it's like a weapon, right? Like your weapon skill. It's just like a magic weapon skill. Mushroom farming. You can grow mushrooms in your own home.
Wild.
Poultry, get eggs, hatch, and raise chickens to take care of your hens and get more eggs.
That makes me
friendly.
so happy.
I love this. Friendly and unfriendly NPCs, the dwarves. They're on your side as long as you don't upset them.
Is that
You
like a
accidentally hit
one-time
them.
thing?
Maybe they turn on you if you hit them.
Oh no!
I don't know. But that's a fun mechanic. We talked about the 10 creatures. Here's all list of the crafting materials. There's a whole bunch of stuff there. All the foods, craftable items, the wisp light. They have a black metal pickaxe finally, which is
Finally, that's exciting.
Coming.
for the black marble. The Dwarger lantern, seal breaker. It's a key. I think that is what opens up that door that had the ruins on it. If I had to guess, I haven't tried it yet. The Mistwalker sword, which was in the trailer. Jotunbane, which is an axe that we saw in a previous image they shared. The Demolisher, that's what you were talking about, Morning. The new sledgehammer. Definitely going to have to spawn that in and start giving everything to business. Carapace spear. And a new at-gear called Himmenapfel.
I want the knives.
Yeah, dual wield. Well, we'll get there. Spine snap the bow with it looks like a spine. Carapace arrows and Crom, an homage to Robert E. Howard's Conan the Barbarian mythos. Crom.
It's weird that there's only one two-handed sword and only one crossbow. I have to say that is weird. I was thinking that they will add all the tiers in the same patch.
Well, I'm guessing that your sword skill is going to do this. It's not going to be a separate skill. They didn't list it anywhere as a separate skill.
Yeah, I know, but
the crossbow is a new skill. So yeah, how can you level your crossbow skill? You can't till you get almost end game, right?
Yeah.
We got new bolts, staff of frost. So yep, that was frost. Staff of protection. So that must have been that green area of effect thing, like a healing spell or defensive spell.
Interesting.
And the dead razor, blood magic. That's got to be that skull that they were raising the skeletons with. Staff of embers, a fireball, a new bomb, bile bomb, black metal missile and wood missile for the ballista. Carapace shield and buckler. Carapace breastplate, greaves, and helmet, which I spawned in and I put it on right away. Looks amazing. And then for the spellcasters, the Eater weave robe.
I look forward to that.
That thing looks amazing. It's just absolutely amazing look, and it goes great with the feather cape. Which new status effect? Feather fall. I called.
All right.
It.
Last day, you and I owe Gwen a cart full of.
Yep, Gwen's gonna be so happy.
Well, we have a few weeks until she knows. So
Yeah, she won't know for a while. Yeah, well, in that time, you could start putting together your order for her. All the supplies you need to make to pay off your debt.
Yep.
Because you guys bet against her. She went with Featherfall. And then lots of new furniture and build pieces. So huge list here. Yeah, lots of stuff. And then new music, dreams, lore stones. New locations, various Dwarger outposts, ruins, and more. So that apparently, just from what I've read already, that's coming out, the Dwarger, they have their own outposts, just like Fuelings, except it's like these structures, these made out of the black marble or black obsidian, whatever it is. And then dungeons, infested mines, they call them. So,
oh man,
lots of buggies. Hair, new emotes, blow kiss, bow, cower, cry, a new dance, despair, flex, and then come here so I can give you the business. A headbang, kneeling.
I can't wait to see that one.
Yeah. Roar and shrug. I don't know what that one is. We'll have to see. What's up, y'all? And they sought you out. 2 new events that they've got. I think they did that as an homage to me. What's up, y'all? Because the G is silent and the J is a Y, right?
That's funny.
Then the Yagloth thing should now be called a torn spirit, and I think it's that little ball. New Forsaken power, of course, which I don't know what it is yet. I did see the stone because once I landed in the world, I turned around immediately and saw the stone. And now the stones make a perfect circle. You know how there was like a gap in between the stones before?
Yeah.
Or a big gap? Now they're all evenly spaced all the way around.
Amazing.
Which makes me wonder what they're going to do for the Ashlands in the deep north.
What is going to happen with them?
We already know that they can change their positioning and stuff, and the sphere of non-build and affected area will stay the same.
Well, I have a prediction for the power, and I don't know if you guys have looked it up. I haven't looked it up yet, but my prediction would be that you activate that power, and maybe it. Well, see, it's a new power, so. But I was thinking, can it also clear the mist for you while the power is running?
Yeah,
but it seems like it would be something else.
I think it would be something to do with the new magic system. Because if you check all the powers, more or less, they progress to the next biome. So having the power being removed means that it will be regress on the biome progression, which doesn't make sense.
Unless once you get to fly.
Unless this change and Mistlands is meant to be the last biome progression and not the 6th one.
Yeah.
No, I think they still plan on doing biome progression. The others are more straightforward. I think I remember Robin saying that with the Mistlands, it was like the last place they'd really get to do anything new or innovative or really creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why they've really spent the time and done the extra work for this one.
Yeah. And then they also say that Haldor's stock will update depending on Bros progression. So they haven't mentioned too many new items or if any that he has. So maybe the items that he currently has only unlock at certain points.
Yeah.
Terrain generation change to increase the amount of Mistlands on the map. So new worlds will have a lot more Mistlands. I don't know exact percentage, but more. And then fishing, yeah. Here's your fish, morning trollfish, giant herring, tetra, grouper, anglerfish, pufferfish, magma, northern salmon, and coral cod. And now craftable baits for each biome. Mossy, sticky, cold, stingy, misty, hot, frosty and heavy. So you can craft your own bait now.
Interesting.
And fishing is now a skill, and it improves stamina use and pull speed.
Amazing.
So if you're really into cooking and you need to cook fish or you just want to decorate, yeah, you can level it up.
Yeah.
They can be picked up, once they fix the bug, right, Morning? Because apparently they're bugged trying to pick up right now. You can pick them up, mounted on item stands and made into raw fish at the cooking station.
Okay, so it's at the cooking station that you turn it into raw. Interesting.
Different sizes that give more raw fish. So that's probably the 1, 2, and 3 stars fish, different sizes. They say here, I don't really understand this mechanic. I have to go in and see, but fish now follow the waves movement, like wondering what the practical use for that is. I don't know.
Probably less likely to have fish washed up on shore during a storm. Mm-hmm. But also it would get really weird when you were trying to fish during a storm because like the fish would stay at the same level and then the water would go super high and then like the water would drop and the fish would sort of be like up.
Yeah, floating above, like lagging above the water. Mm-hmm. Well, now fish can jump over the water and flop around on land.
Crazy. I love it.
Fish now appear in ice caves.
Yes.
They got those ones with the water, right?
That's a really good one.
And they corrected key hints, or the correct key hints will be shown when fishing. I guess they were wrong before. I don't know.
A lot of people struggle with fishing.
Yeah, fishing is not important. They shouldn't even do it.
Well, they did some console commands. Nothing so exciting. I have to go in and test a few of those. But you can recall everybody in the map to you. Everybody.
Oh.
You just call recall command and everybody in the world just suddenly teleports to you. Or you can recall individual players by name. So I guess that could have some interesting uses for events and stuff.
I might have to restart doing all the events with ARs.
Yeah. And then a couple of miscellaneous ones. So after the trailer and then going through the patch notes without looking at this, was there anything that was like your favorite that you can think of off the top of your head?
Wow. The weapons. The new weapons.
The new weapon? What?
The sword, the one that is, I forgot already the name. The one-handed sword that is glowing.
Oh, the one-handed sword is your most exciting thing. Not the magic? The sword?
I usually don't use magic, and if I use one, it's going to be the necromancy, the skeletons one, but they are already really used to chew the skeletons, so I don't know. I had to check it out.
What about
Honestly,
you, Morning?
I would like to see the list of random spawned in items because I was not expecting that sword, that giant sword. When it showed up in the trailer thumbnail, I thought they were just hinting at the sword that we were going to be able to make. I was not expecting giant weavings. They got rid of the giant skulls, but I mean, I've watched a few other players doing Mistlands playtest playthroughs, and it's more than the sword. Oh,
I bet. Yeah, I can't wait to spawn in all the things that the only admin can spawn in.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about the spawnable items that admins can, the different runes, the all of the new permanent background things that we can build with as creative builders.
Yeah, that's actually one of my most anticipated thing is going through that. So that sword gave me so much hope for some of those things. But as a player looking at the world that we get to experience, for me, I think it's the NPCs. Such an amazing addition. Like I wasn't really expecting magic, but that's really cool. And especially in the variations that they gave it, like 3 variations, ice, fire, and like the undead or whatever. But to see NPCs and the dwarves out there in the world as friendlies or enemies, and like they can be both. I just make, if you played single player, at least that would make it feel a little more populated in the world. You can befriend them. I don't know if they'll follow you around and sit and stay and follow you like a wolf will, but
Probably not.
yeah.
Oh.
Well, cool. I think that's going to do it for us here today. Excited to show off more. I'll try not to make my thumbnails too spoilery, but
That's
Careful there.
just a little spoilery because, they got to get the clicks. Otherwise people ignore them.
And it looks like my baby just woke up, so I got to bounce.
Perfect timing. All right. Well, thanks for joining me, both of you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was fun.
Yeah. And until next time, have fun out there.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Podheim, Jiroc's Valheim podcast. We have new episodes coming out every Friday, and if you enjoyed listening, please support us by subscribing to the podcast on your favorite platform and leave us a rating and a review to help more Vikings find us. We also have a Patreon with perks for supporters like behind-the-scenes discussions, exclusive content, and segments that are edited out of the main podcast. And if you'd like to join our friendly Discord community, we have more than 1,000 people there. Just go to discord.gg/Jiroc the Viking. If you'd like to play on my Valheim servers, just go to my website at jiroctheviking.com and submit an application. I'd like to give a huge shout out to my supporters, some of them on Patreon, the YouTube membership, and the ones who help boost our Discord server. Your support means the world to me and inspires me to make more videos, as well as run a community Discord and multiple Valheim gaming servers. If you enjoy my videos and would like to support my work, join our friendly Discord community and Valheim servers. Links can be found in the description below. Skål!